Shalom, all praise to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is well. All praise to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Kwame Shalom. So, real quick, y'all, I want to go, I want to do a quick lesson right quick, y'all. Not too long. But I noticed today is December 28th. Right, today is December 28th, 2022. All right, Salakia. And I noticed during this Hanukkah season, maybe the last month or two, maybe it's just me, but I noticed a lot of Israel, you're losing loved ones. I noticed a lot of Israel are losing loved ones. You're losing loved ones in your family, for whatever reason, people are passing away. So real quick, I just want to give some quick encouragement to the family. All right, I want to give some quick encouragement to the family to let you know that the Most High is with you. Stay strong, stay in the spirit. Don't let anything get to you. You know what I'm saying? And death is a part of life. You know what I'm saying? Death is a part of this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? The Most High put us until we get in the kingdom where, we're not really, dying anymore in the flesh. Shalaki, y'all, until that time comes, death is a part of, what the Most High set up on this earth. I mean, it's just part of it. So real quick, family, because I just been noticing, especially a little bit before and during the Hanukkah season, Salakia, Hanukkah or Hanukkah, this year, the Hanukkah fell on December 17th through 24th, through the 24th, 25th at even, or 18th to 26th, depending on, how your congregation calculated it. But we just basically came out of the Hanukkah season. We're still in the season, so to speak, because a lot of times you still be in the spirit even after the feast ends. But I noticed a lot of y'all been posting on social media about death in your family. So here's what the Lord said about that. This is just a quick lesson of encouragement. Stay strong. Death is nothing but a separation between the body and the spirit. And that's what happens. All right. So everybody stay strong. It's not the end of the world. It's going to happen. All right. It's going to happen. Ecclesiastes 3:1. It reads, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. And I'm going to jump to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. So to everything, there is a season. A lot of y'all that are losing loved ones during this time of the year. And yes, this is part of them times that the Most High brings a lot of death also. The Most High brings a lot of death during this time of the year. All right. He brings death during major holidays. He brings death during Esau's end of the year. He brings death during Esau's beginning of the year. Because remember, this is not our true new year or ending of the year. This is it is a new year in the sense of this kingdom. It is a transition of time. So don't get me wrong, but it's not Israel's true new year. So a lot of times during the feast days and during certain transitional times of the year, the Most High brings a lot of death. All right, that's just the way he do it to coincide with the time. All right, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 18. 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, and it reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when the evil shall come? So the Most High said this is the beginning of great death, all right? So not only during transitional times of the year or not only during feast days or high holy days, is also during what? The time of the end. We're living in the last days. We're in the end of the so-called white man's kingdom. We're in the end of Esau's kingdom. So it's going to be the beginning of great famine and death. So you brothers and sisters that are out there, stay strong in the spirit. Stay strong in that, knowing, your family members, you'll see them in the kingdom. Either they'll be resurrected when Yahweh shall come back, or they'll be born back in the kingdom as your seed or your child. Or, somewhere through your family line. That's another topic. I know some of Israel don't believe in that, but that's for another topic. All right? So the Lord said what? This is just the beginning of great death. You might see a lot of your family members perish because what? Warfare is about to happen. Let's jump down to 2 Ezra 16:33, and it reads, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hey, guess what? We come into a time of great destruction and death where, guess what? A lot of your husbands are going to be perishing in the famine. A lot of people are going to be dying, period. So, I don't want to sound cold, Israel, but a lot of you have been talking about death. Death in the family, death of your loved ones, a parent, a sibling, a husband, a wife, a spouse, a child even. I just been hearing, especially like in the last 2 weeks, a lot of Hebrews been hitting me up with death in their family. So this is just for you to stay strong, because guess what? The Most High said these are the beginning of sorrows, all right? 2 Ezra 16:18 links up with Matthew 24. Let's get Matthew 24 real quick. This is just some encouragement, y'all. Just something so y'all can, stay encouraged, especially Israelites that are in the truth. You should understand death, but this is just to give you more encouragement. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation. Look, there's going to be a lot of death during warfare. All right? And kingdom against kingdom. Kingdom going to rise against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. What happens when all this great death comes? Listen, man, I know prophetic things, man. I know prophetic things that have happened, and people's family died in those prophetic things. I know people in the truth that lost people in 9/11. I know a brother, may he rest in peace, he passed now, but remember the great earthquake in Haiti, I think it was in 2010? That great earthquake in Haiti, and the brother's father passed in that earthquake. So you may have family members that when the Most High bring these judgment, when the Most High bring race wars, when he bring the concentration camps, when he bring these wars, your family members might perish in that too, especially if they're not keeping these commandments. All right, if they're not under these laws, the Lord said the wages of sin is death. And that's another thing. That's another thing. I know a lot of you Black, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indians, a lot of you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, and Seminole Indians, a lot of y'all wonder, oh, my family member died, you feel sad. Yes, okay, you feel sad. But guess what? I don't mean to sound cold, but it is what it is. If your family member was not under these laws, statutes, and commandments, and doing what the Most High said, your family member is not under that same protection. They're not under that same protection mechanism that you are. It is what it is. And if your family's sinning, listen, the Most High said this, man. Let's go to Psalms, all right? Let's go to Psalms 125, and we're going to read verse 3. Psalms 125, verse 3. It says, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands unto iniquity. So guess what? If your family member is not keeping these commandments, guess what can happen to them? They can perish. They can be killed by the police. They can die in race wars. They can be killed by white supremacists. Some Nazi CIA doctor can inject them with something. They can say that your family member has COVID and then they put them on a damn respirator and kill them. Yeah. I know it might sound harsh, y'all, but if your family is not under these laws, statutes, and commandments, the Most High going to judge them just like everybody else. There's no respect of persons because that's your family. There's no respect of persons. So y'all got to understand that, Israel. Understand that you're in this truth, but if your family member, I know you love them, but if they're not under these laws, statutes, and commandments, then they're not subject to that same protection. But guess what? Even people in the truth die. Even people in the truth die. That's why Paul said, let's go to 1 Thessalonians. Hold on, let me finish out Matthew. Matthew 24:7 again. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So everybody link up. You write in your precepts, 2 Ezra 16:18. 2 Ezra 16:18 with Matthew 24:8. The Lord said, these are all the beginning of sorrows. You know, more destruction and death is going to come. All right. So you brothers and sisters to Israel, some of y'all that are losing family members, I've heard even just in the last 2 weeks, even during the Hanukkah season, I've heard about a lot of death amongst brothers and sisters in the truth. You've lost family members. But you got to understand something. That's part of the time we in. And listen, like I said, man, it might hurt. It might hurt. But if your family is not under these laws, statutes, and commandments, guess what? They get the same judgment. The same judgment as anyone else. As the people in the world. All right? This is 1 Thessalonians 4:13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that you sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Now, Paul right here, Paul is talking about spiritual sleep and physical sleep. The spiritual sleep is is 12/28/2022, right? Today is so-called December 28th, 2022, according to Esau's calendar, or the so-called Greco-Roman calendar we're under now. Gregorian calendar, whatever you want to call it, right? And you might say to yourself, damn, my mom still ain't wake up to the truth. My father still ain't wake up to the truth. My cousins, uncles, nephews, they still ain't wake up to the truth. Damn, what's going on? Right? Oh, my spouse ain't wake up to the truth. My children don't want to wake up to the truth. The Apostle Paul said, listen, don't even worry about those that are spiritually dead. You know why? Because if the Most High going to wake them up, he going to wake them up. If he not, they going to die this turn around, and you'll see them in the kingdom if it be the Lord's will. All right, verse 14. I know that's a controversial topic. That's for another lesson. We'll get into that at another time. Because a lot of y'all believe that the wicked Israelites won't come back in the kingdom. But we'll deal with that in another topic. Verse 14. For we believe that Yahweh Shai